Black Newsbeat, Dr. Kimeka Campbell.
All right. Wow, welcome back to the Black Newsbeat. Yeah. Welcome back to the Black Newsbeat. Welcome back to the Black Newsbeat. We are in episode 1 of season 5. Wow. And it's so funny because the people that were with me here at the beginning are here with me at the top of season 5. Shout out to Gibby and Basir. Shout out to Bree. And then also shout out to Yanni and Morgan who are here. Who else is here? There's lots of people here in the building somewhere. Rachel's back there somewhere. But shout out to everyone. Thank you guys for joining us for episode 1 of season 5. We are in our 5th season of the show, which is crazy. And we are celebrating Black History Month. Yeah. So the great thing about Black History Month is that, we get to be extra Black during this month because we are Black 365, you know what I'm saying? But it is wonderful to have a month where we can highlight our history, our culture, our music, our everything, and to really just have a good time. I always like to highlight also what national days there are today. So today is also inside of Black History Month. It is National NAACP Day. I did not know. And if you don't know, NAACP was started 109 years ago as a civil rights organization, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Y'all can't use colored like that. But that's what it stands for. And it was started 109 years ago in order to be a civil rights organization for Black people in the United States. And they have made a lot of gains over these 109 years. So shout out to them. And today is also National Hug Day. So hug a Black person because the country's crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? So turn to your neighbor, only if you have consent, and give them a hug. Air hugs. Air hugs. Yeah, air hugs. Yeah. So yes, celebrate National Hug Day, celebrate NAACP, but most of all during the month, we are celebrating Black history all month long. And that's what we're here to do. And Black culture and Black excellence and Black resilience, especially in the advent of a country that's trying to get rid of DEI, honey. Y'all see what's going on. So please, celebrate big and bold this year. Celebrate Black History Month. Celebrate. We have an amazing show tonight. Of course, I'm going to talk to you for just not too long. I know you noticed we got started a little late, so sorry about that. But we're going to keep it moving here. And we want you to talk back on this show, talk back in the chat, talk to us. Hi, Gaines. Talk to all of to each other in the chat, here in the room, talk back. Those are the rules of the show. So before we get all into it, how are y'all doing? Did you miss me? Okay. It's been a really long, rough time since the last time I saw you on December 11th. It's been cold, and I don't like it. I woke up yesterday morning, and I stepped outside. I put on my cute little, you can't see them, my Mary Janes, and I was like, I'm going to go outside in my Mary Janes today. And I went outside, and there were 4 inches of snow on the ground again. And then I woke up again this morning, and there was another 4 inches of snow on the ground. I am sick of it, okay? It needs to go away. So spring, I don't want to hurry the seasons. My husband also doesn't like the cold. Hi, babe. He doesn't like the cold. But he's like, I appreciate the seasons, but don't have hurricanes, which is true because hurricane season in the South is really crazy. We are fortunate. I don't even want to use the word fortunate because that's such a bad connotation not to be going through some of the stuff we have on the West Coast, the fires that were raging in LA. Shout out to Altadena and all these other places that totally lost, completely decimated historic Black neighborhoods. So we could have a very different weather pattern here. So I guess I will abide the snow for now. But spring cannot come fast enough, I'll tell you that. And we have a great show for you tonight. We have Miss Jeanette Way from Dem Collective. Y'all are in for a treat with Miss Jeanette, okay? And we're going to interview her, and then she's going to give us something special. I'm also going to have one of my delightful board members from Young Professionals of Color, Greater Harrisburg, join me on stage to talk about the things to do for Black History Month because, baby, it's a party during Black History Month, okay? And we got a lot of good stuff happening. So, all right, let's not take too long. Let's sweep these streets. Let's see what's going on in the nation and the city and the world. Yeah, let's see what's going on. So the government is being looted. The government is being looted by elongated Musty, and I'm very mad about it. So Elon Musk is not just a billionaire. He's running his own rogue government agency called the Doge, the Dodge, the Douche. We're going to call it the Douche. Slashing budgets for real government programs while stacking taxpayer dollars. Programs meant to regulate his industries like clean energy and transportation are getting stripped down. Isn't that suspicious? Agencies that are meant to regulate his companies are getting stripped down. Interesting. I want y'all to keep your eye on that, because where are your tax dollars going if not to these important agencies that are supposed to help keep our air and water and cars and all these things clean so that we can live a little longer in the United States, okay? So while Musk companies are cashing in on billions of subsidies, so he has government subsidies, he decided he's gonna come into the government to cut out extra fraud and get rid of waste, but he doesn't seem to know how to do that in his own companies. I find that interesting. It's like a hostile takeover with memes and crypto. Meanwhile, Black communities are still waiting for green tech investments that were promised but never delivered. Is this innovation or is it looting in plain sight? That's what I want to know. And listen, this season of the Black News Beat is going to be a little more ornery because, listen, I had a clear path forward of who I thought would be president right now, and that is not the case. Instead, we have egomaniacs and crypto, what do they call them? The cryptocracy and an oligarchy that is trying to literally loot the American government. They literally are taking so much away. So this show might be a little spicy. It's always spicy, but it might be a little spicier because we know what we could have had, and we know what we have now, and we know how it's affecting the American people. Even people who voted for this are now wondering if they made the right decision. So we'll keep an eye on everything that's happening and how the looting of the American government will go. We also have something, so it is Black History Month, so we have a couple of great things that we want to tell you about that's happening in in social media and across the world. Hillman Talk University. Have you heard of this? Who has not heard of Hillman Talk University? Show of hands. Okay, well, you need to know about Hillman Talk University. TikTok creators Aaron Hill and Dr. Leah Barlow, shout out to Dr. Leah, she's awesome, founders of Hillman Talk University on TikTok, are calling out the platform for shadow banning their content. Hillman Talk University is a Black-led educational space that brings HBCU culture and Black history to social media. I actually am applying to have a course on Hillman Talk University called Black Neo-Capitalism. You should check that out. Yeah. Yes. But TikTok's algorithm seems to be on mute when it comes to their work. And it's really interesting because when we first saw in the first week, which was the last week of January for Hillman Talk University, we saw so much content from them. We saw so many things happening. We were like, yes, people are making courses. People are signing up for courses. It was actually quite delightful. And then all of a sudden, nothing, gone. Disappeared into the ether. So if you're on TikTok, please look up Hillman Talk University and support their efforts. So basically, the silencing happened to their reach without any warning. This isn't just a glitch. It's part of a bigger pattern of erasing Black voices online. What's next for Black creators in the fight for visibility and fairness? Well, I have the answer. Netflix decided they were going to put up a section for Hillman Talk University on the app. If you open TikTok right now, Netflix right now, you will see Hillman Talk University and the syllabus and the courses and the way to get involved. There are so many amazing courses. You have people like Torre, even Beyonce, different people giving courses on Hillman Talk University and all the great things you can learn. And it's perfect for Black History Month. So please definitely check that out. Are y'all gonna check that out? Yeah, definitely check that out. So bringing it to local, we do have something quite exciting to announce. If you are in and around the greater Harrisburg area, we have a new restaurant alert. Ooh, every year I like to do one thing, and that's find out where the food is so I can eat it. Okay, I love food. So Men in the Kitchen. Ooh, Men in the Kitchen, doesn't that sound quite sexy. Yes. Harrisburg, PA, right downtown here in Harrisburg, right up here on North 2nd Street. I think it's 602 or 622. Don't quote me. But it's on North 2nd Street. We have a new restaurant, Men in the Kitchen. Shout out to Corey and Dominique Amos, the power duo behind Men in the Kitchen, Harrisburg's newest Black-owned restaurant. Yes. They're serving up flavor with a side of love for the community. This spot is bringing bold, fresh takes on comfort food. Whether you're in the mood for something classic or with a twist, pull up, support a Black business, and treat your taste buds. You'll thank me later. Now listen, I did have a chance to go. Shout out to Miss Ruby and my date, Raina, 76 Artists. We went to Men in the Kitchen last, I think Tuesday or went Tuesday. Oh no, honey, what day was it? Yeah, last Tuesday. And it was really good. They have this corn, like this kind of their take on street corn, delicious. They also have a sunken crab cake. Oh my God, I cannot rave enough about it. So please go ahead and check that out. If you are, they also have a location in York. So they're bringing their wonderful array of delectable eats right here to Harrisburg. And they also have a kitchen in York. So check out Men in the Kitchen on North 2nd Street in Harrisburg as soon as you can. Okay? Yeah. The next thing that I got to talk to you about locally is that, honey, elections are coming up faster than you think. Local elections are here in the year 2025. So I know a lot of us are still stinging and smarting. I'm very jaded from the 2024 election. Okay? I still have a lot of, conspiracy theory questions. However, we do have a chance, and as I say, every time something like this happens, whenever your candidate doesn't get elected, you have a chance to work at the local level. You have a chance to elect local candidates, because all politics are local, every last politic, whether it is a national election or hiring voting in your committee person on your political slate. So I actually just got appointed as a political committee person for my area. So I'm very excited about that. I am definitely putting my money where my mouth is with that. But also we have city council seats that are up all over the Commonwealth and the nation. And we have mayorships, borough township supervisors, and other elected positions, township supervisors that are up as well. So this year in Harrisburg, we have 4 council seats and the mayorship is up. We have our Court of Common Pleas in Dauphin County. We have so many seats that are up locally. In addition to people are already starting to get ready for 2026 and running for their state house seats and congressional seats as well, and senatorial seats as well. So you have a plethora of ways to get involved. And I'd love to tell you about one way to do that soon. Tomorrow, the United Neighbors of Harrisburg is presenting a slate. They will be having their campaign announcement at 2020 State Street. You should check that out, along with all of the other campaign announcements that are going to be happening across the city and region in the coming weeks. I've gotten text messages already, phone calls, but the most important thing here is you got to get involved and you have to vote. No matter how you feel about the last election, your local elections matter, and that's where you see the most drop-off. That's where you see the most drop-off, is when you go to a local election from a general. So stay involved. Keep your thumb on the heartbeat of your locality, your municipality, and make sure that you vote, vote, vote. Do you promise? All right, good. Last but, as we move into media and melanin, this is my favorite part right here, okay? Let's talk about this. Did anybody go to the Kendrick Lamar concert on Sunday? Okay, yeah. Apparently, there was a game of foots and balls that was happening, but also the most important part of that was that Kendrick Lamar debuted for the first time at the Super Bowl for the halftime show, and there were mixed reviews. So let's talk about what that looked like. I'll tell you one thing: Black people and a lot of white people too, a lot more white people than people like to say, were very excited about this show. So Kendrick Lamar just made history with the most watched halftime show performance of all time. Wow. While Black Twitter was busy decoding the symbolism in his flared Celine jeans, yes, baby, they were like, the jeans are for let freedom reign, the bell bottoms. There's a lot going on. White folks flooded the internet, calling it the worst performance ever in the history of the Super Bowl and claiming that they couldn't understand a word. What's it talking about? Can't understand anything it's saying. Listen, if y'all could understand Whitesnake in the 80s, please don't do that. All right? Please don't do me. Please, not too much on Kendrick when y'all had Kurt Cobain. Don't do that. All right? In the 90s. Like, don't do us. All right? He is not a mumble rapper, so don't do that. Meanwhile, Kendrick's silence speaks louder than his critics. And Drake, still no comment. Was Kendrick trolling, making a statement, or just flexing? I think it's all three. He is a master troll. He is petty. He is exceptionally smart. He is a genius. The way the show came together, people were super bored and super enlightened. It was very funny to see how disconnected and also how super connected people were. But either way, he did what he always does, which was left us thinking and talking. And that's the point, right? He said this is more than just the music. And he laid out a historical performance, a history-filled performance. I thought it was entertaining. SZA was delightful. Honey, what's the young lady's name who came out? Tennis player. Williams. Serena Williams. Now, why am I forgetting Serena's name? I don't know. Serena Williams came out, crip walking. Remember, 12 years ago, she was humiliated and castrated and denigrated for crip walking after one of her matches. So this is definitely a full circle moment for her. Now people are like, oh, she was crip walking because she's Drake's ex. Don't nobody care about Drake, okay? Not in this historic moment. And of course, where was Drake? He was in Australia wearing a bullet hole jacket that had smoke coming out of it for some reason, saying that he's weathered the shots people have lobbed at him. So good for him. We're happy for him in his endeavors as well. Not really. I'm not a Drake fan. Next. There were some other themes, right? There was some beautiful, and Basir, I think I put up some thank you, Basir. Put up some of the images. Well, people really loved that he looked in the camera when he said, say Drake. People were dying. People were like, oh my God, he said, say Drake. Oh my God. And he looked in the camera. It was a lot going on. The next one was the divided American flag, a beautiful image that they had. That was something that I think it took a while for people to get. He also said a line. He said, the revolution will be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. What was he talking about there? There's a lot of things. He could have been talking about himself, saying, you picked the right time, but if you wanted the guy that was going to play it nice and play it safe, that's not me. Speaking of that, he had Samuel L. Jackson as kind of like the narrator who was playing Uncle Sam, which I thought was brilliant. Very much aligned with his role in Django as kind of like a Sambo kind of character. So it was very interesting to see how they pulled all that together. Very cool. And in my mind, people have been talking about, they've been writing think pieces. Me and the think pieces are not getting along because some of the think pieces are so far from any kind of reality that it doesn't make sense, but also some are really close and do a really good job of paying homage to what Kendrick was trying to do, which is make people think. So I really like that. Okay, so if you haven't checked out the most watched Super Bowl show of all time, it is also on YouTube, racking up the most views on YouTube for any NFL halftime show of all time there as well, that they've been able to do on YouTube since YouTube started broadcasting those. So check that out. And what symbolisms did you guys have in the show? Anybody have a symbolism that I didn't name that they kind of hear, that they kind of, yes?
Yeah, they had the PlayStation
yes.
game, and at the end it was game over.
PlayStation game, game over.
The triangle, the circle,
yes.
For the gamers.
For the gamers,
yeah,
yep.
What each one meant. So I thought that was pretty cool.
It was very cool. And I think it really, if people were paying attention, I think I can't imagine being in the stadium and how the reaction was, but watching it from home was delightful. Watching it from our Super Bowl party was lit. We had a good time. We wanted the music to be louder. That was what we wanted. Yeah. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. I'm sure you have. I've watched it 9 times and counting. Okay. Next in Media and Melanin is my review of One of Them Days. Okay. So myself, Yanni, and Basir, who are in the room with me today, we went to see this movie. And okay. So One of Them Days was cute. Let's start there. It was very cute. Keke Palmer and SZA have great chemistry, no doubt. They were adorable. You can tell that they were having fun playing Drew and Alyssa, 2 best friends trying to hustle their way out of trouble. The vibrant South LA backdrop and creative artwork were giving a fresh vibe. My favorite part of the entire movie was their art show. It was really cute. I won't tell you too many details, but the art show was adorable. And I was like, "Ooh, can we do that somewhere here?" Because it was cute. Yeah. But plot-wise, it dragged in parts. Some of the jokes didn't land. It felt like a movie that wanted to be Friday, because that's how they kind of build it, but ended up being more like midweek errands with friends. Not bad, but not quite iconic either. Would I recommend it? Sure. It's definitely giving USA Saturday afternoon movie at 3:30 after the Saturday morning cartoons and your infomercials. You got to get past the pots and pans. You got to get past the hair products, and then you're going to get to this movie. So don't expect a comedy classic just yet, but it's one of those things. When you put it on USA and you play it like 900 times, people will know every word. It will become a cult classic. So I'm just waiting for that. That's kind of what happened with Friday. So yeah, exactly. It's a girl version of Friday. So the rating, I give it a 2.93 out of 5. Yeah, I think the writing was bad. I think with the talent that they had, SZA and actually Kiki were quite well acting. Even yes, she did a great job. But the writing, direction, yeah. My least favorite part, maybe I shouldn't give it away, but y'all should have seen it. It was a month ago. My least favorite part was the blood, the scene with the blood. Ew. It was too much. It was randomly gory for no. Why are we doing this? People are it's weird. So anyway, watch that and tell me what you think. Very wild and weird. And I didn't like that. All right. We're gonna take actually, Yanni, come on. You're gonna have to adjust the seat. And like I said, we're trucking through this because we're a little. Oh, look, Gib, this is the fastest I've ever done this. Look at me.
You're doing great.
Thank you very much. You're doing great. Thank you very much. So we are at my favorite segment called "There's Nothing to Do in Harrisburg," also known as "Things to Do in Harrisburg." All right.
Yeah.
So no problem. Upcoming events, or just move it way back. Just move it back. Yeah, just pick it up and move it back.
Think so?
Yeah, there you go. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. And just point it down. So Yanni and I are part of an organization called Young Professionals of Color Greater Harrisburg. Yes. Yes. That's loud. And we have something that we do every year called Black in the Burg. So Black in the Burg is basically our Black History Month celebration. We used to do it twice a year, but we only do it now in the winter. So please welcome Yanni. She also is the CEO, president, proprietor of hold on, don't tell me, Power Choice Productions. I was gonna get it wrong, but I want to get it right. And she really has a great connection to artists in the region. So I really want you guys to also connect with her on that. She is also the chair of our Juneteenth HBG concert that we do. This is going to be her 3rd year doing the concert.
Yes.
So that's quite a feat. And tell us, Yanni, what is coming up for Black in the Burg?
So it's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yes, honey.
We've already had our Topic Tuesday, which was really great. We had great discussion there. But we also have Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
Yeah.
It's going to be a film that's going to be at Midtown Cinema. All YPOC members are free. We're going to have a open happy hour that's going to start at 5:30. Film starts at 6:30. We're going to also have a discussion to talk about the film. And then we also, that is going to be February 16th.
Which is this Sunday.
Yes, this Sunday that's coming up. February 15th, we're also going to have at Culture & Co., brought to you by Power Choice Productions.
Right.
It's going to be a social development interactive workshop, as well as a social network mixer following. That's going to be really fun. We had a great time on January 25th, which was a empowerment to lead workshop. It was really fun. We had a great attendance. We had a great time. So I'm looking forward to everyone coming on February 15th. That's going to be at 6 o'clock at Culture & Co. Then we also have the night market, which is also going to be at Culture & Co. That's February 21st. And then we have Judas and the Black Messiah. That's going to be our second feature film from Movies and Melanin. That's also going to be at Midtown Cinema. You can go to midtowncinema.com to get tickets. And like I said, for the YPOC members, you guys come on in, fill in, and we're going to have a great discussion, have cocktails. It's going to be really great.
What's the date on Judas and the Black?
And that's going to be on the 21st. And it's, again, 5:30 for a cocktail. 23rd. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Mhm.
23rd.
Mhm.
And we're going to have cocktails that night as well. And then we have happy hour for YPOC's happy hour, which is also going to be celebrating Black in the Berg. And that's going to be on the last Thursday of the month, which is February 27th. And I believe that's going to be at 6 p.m.
And it's going to be at Men in the Kitchen.
Men in the Kitchen
Yes,
again.
Men in the
Plug,
Kitchen
plug,
again.
plug.
So if you haven't been to Men in the Kitchen, it is going to be, it's quite a nice little setup. They've really redone the place. And I just, like I said, I just went there for drinks and dinner. Lovely. So
I
please
keep
come out.
hearing about it too.
It's really cute.
Everybody keeps telling me, have you been to Men in the Kitchen? Men in the
It's
Kitchen.
really cute.
So I have to make my
Where
way
is
down
it?
there.
It's on North 2nd Street. Yep.
What?
And don't give me the Lion Gib. It's right past, what? It's like the 600 block. It's like 622 or 602.
What did it used to be?
The Firehouse.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
There you go, guys. Go to the old firehouse because it's now
Oh.
Men in the Kitchen.
Now it's Men in the Kitchen. Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
So we
And-
got a whole bunch of stuff
Yeah,
that's
we
going to
do.
be happening. So you guys come out and celebrate the Black excellence because
And-
it's going to be definitely a vibe.
And you were just at our kickoff for Juneteenth.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Juneteenth kickoff was amazing. We had a nice crowd. It was really great to be able to see all the pillars talking about the different things that are going to be going on for the week-long events. We're really looking forward to our tailgate that's going to be at Hershey Giant Stadium, where there's going to be Kendrick Lamar and SZA. We have iHeart that's going to be supporting us in 99.3. So I'm really looking forward to that. If you like Kendrick and you like SZA, it's going to be a great performance. He's on his world tour right now, well, national tour.
Yeah.
So we're really excited to be a part of that. And then we have the first time that we're going to be having a Black parade. That's going to be a great experience for us as well. So it's so many different things. We got the Taste of Black of Harrisburg. Our arts and culture pillar is going to be doing amazing things with that. We also have Who's Running for Office that's going to be talking about civic development, which is going to be really great to make sure that we have everyone well informed and knowing who's running for office, what their
Yes.
positions are, what they're going to be doing in the community, how to obtain resources, just to get you informed on what's going on in your community as far as with your civic leaders and those that are in council. So I think it's going to be so great. Then we also have, of course, the concert.
Yes.
The concert is going to be at HMAC this year. So we're really looking forward to that. It's a great venue. It's going to be a nice space.
Yes.
It's going to be
Two
hip hop and harmony.
stages.
Yes. So it's going to be vendors. It's going to be influencers. It's going to be super dope. So look forward to hearing who we're going to be having headline. I feel like I'm missing because we have so
The
much
summit.
stuff going on. Yes, the summit, which is going to be at Harrisburg University.
Mhm.
Stay tuned to see who are going to be our great speakers. And it's just going to be a whole week long full of events.
Taste of Black Harrisburg.
The Taste of Black Harrisburg. We're
In
going to be
Soma.
celebrating all of the Black restaurants and entrepreneurship here in the city. So it's just going to be a plethora of different things to do. If you participated last year, you already know. And Jubilee, again,
Yes.
we're looking forward to that with Ashley. Shout out to her. She's done an amazing
She's
job.
done a dope
It was
job.
a super great turnout. Even in all of that hot heat,
It was hot.
we still was doing our
It was
thing,
so
and we had
hot.
plenty of water for everyone. So
That's
I'm-
it's like the antithesis of now. It's going to be so
yes,
hot.
it's
Yeah.
going to be an amazing week. We're really looking forward to everybody participating and
Yeah.
showing love. So if you haven't participated, now is the time.
Now's the time. Delightful. Gianni, that was so good.
Aw, thank
It really
you.
made me excited. I was like, "Oh, what are we doing next?" So
It's so much.
It's
It's,
a lot.
so much.
And we'll have happy hours with YPOC every last Thursday of every month.
Yes.
Our chair, shout out to Chris.
Yes.
And
Leslie.
and
Deja,
Deja.
aka Real Lituation.
AKA Real Situation. Thank you. Those are our happiness and our cultural events chairs for the organization for young professionals of color. So if you're not a member, join today.
Yes.
Um,
make sure you join.
People always ask us, can white people join? The answer is yes. Okay. If you're about making community for Black and brown people, because really we were formed so that folks to stay here, so people would like living here, and we try to make that experience for everyone. So join today, come to an event, and we'll see you soon.
And it's not just
Especially-
young people either.
Period. As young as you feel.
Yes.
Okay, so y'all come on. Listen, I'm almost old. Like this, don't let the face fool you. I'm almost old, right? So yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Yanni. That was great.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah. And now for the part you've all been waiting for. We will be right back with our special guest,
Please
Jeanette
stay
Wade.
tuned.
Please stay tuned. Jeanette Wade from Them, The Collective. We'll see you in a second. Woo!
You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness. But still, like life, I'll rise.
I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism and war. The bright daybreak of peace and brotherhood can never be.
Thank you for sticking with us so far. We hope you were having a delightful time. We really are so thankful that you guys are watching. It's probably like, 5 people, but tell a friend, you know what I'm saying? Share it out. We want people to see this, especially this part, because we have a special guest.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Please welcome Jeanette Wade from Them, The Collective. I'm so glad you're here today.
Well, thanks for having me
I've been looking
here.
forward to this for weeks, so I'm very excited. And Brad, shout out to Brad.
That's Brad. Thank you, Brad.
So Brad hit me up and was like, you gotta have him on this. You gotta have him on the show. I was like, well, yeah, I trust you. Like, obviously. And then I was like, and it's Black History Month. Woohoo! So I was very excited. So please, for the people, introduce us to Them, The Collective, and tell us a little bit about the group.
Okay, so Them is an acronym for To Heal and Encourage Musically.
Mm-hmm.
So
say it one more time.
To heal and encourage musically.
That's very
That's what we do.
That's very good.
That's what we do. It's kind of self-explanatory.
That's fantastic.
I think.
And how did you guys come up with that? What does that stem from?
Well, okay. So funny story. It is funny. It's funny to me. It's funny to all of us. It's very nerdy. So during the pandemic, actually, pre-pandemic, we were all doing our different things musically as artists, whether it's singing, for Dewan, drumming, spoken music is his artist name. We all were doing something, and we had become acquainted through music. And then the world shut down. It was like, psych, you have to stop now.
Yes.
And then we were like, no, we're not going to stop now. And so
can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We don't think that anymore.
Yeah. So we came together on a project virtually and covered How Deep Is Your Love by PJ Morton. And we just kind of kept it going since then, or from then. And we've, decided at one point in time, well, maybe we could keep this going and do a little something with it, and call ourselves Quarantunes.
Quarantunes is hilarious.
Yes, we were going to call ourselves Quarantunes. And then the guys were like, yeah, no, we're not doing that.
The guys were like,
I'm always coming up with something corny sometimes. but it's quarantine and it's music, it's the tunes, so Quarantunes. It's also like a play on like Looney Tunes.
They were like, absolutely not.
Anyway, yeah, exactly. I said, no. So, we were asked to continue to show up in certain spaces, and we just felt we had something good going,
That's
and
fantastic.
we just kept saying yes. And so we were like, well, maybe we should find a name, because, you know, we individually are different artists,
Yeah.
and we're very hesitant to say, well, let's be a band, you know, because
Yeah.
that becomes, you
Becomes
know,
a whole
bigger.
thing.
It does.
Yeah.
But then we kept showing up and functioning like a band.
Together.
So we might as well be a group, whatever
Right.
it ends up looking like. So
That makes sense. That
and
makes
I don't
sense.
know what it is with me and acronyms, and everything needs to stand for something and represent something or whatever. And so somehow we came up with, because, you know, we were thinking, well, what do we want to do?
Yeah.
You know, the mission statement is kind of in the
Yeah.
name. You know, a lot of us grew up, you know, being church musicians and singing in church. And I was like, well, it's not just for church, it's for everybody. You know,
Yeah.
music is for everybody. But how do we stay our true, authentic selves while still doing what we want to do?
Absolutely.
And so, you know, we kind of took down something. We want to encourage people, you know, music's healing, and it's random people. Well, not entirely random, because we were friends, but, you know, people coming in and out. And we just came up with them
Absolutely.
to heal and encourage musically. At least that's my version
Yeah.
of what I remember. You know,
everybody
Yeah.
has their own. There's always
Yeah.
a different version of how things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys have a knack for taking familiar songs and making them your own. How do you decide which songs to cover, and how do you put the them spin on those songs?
Okay, well, it depends on what the event is or what we're asked to do. I think that's something we are very particular about, because whatever space we show up in, we want to serve whatever that space is holding.
Yeah.
Right? So, for example, you mentioned the NAACP.
Mhm.
A year or two ago, we celebrated with them the 100th anniversary.
Yes.
And we were the music for them on that evening. So, you know, we'll take a look at what it calls for, who's in the room, what exactly are we doing here, what are we celebrating, and we'll select music according to that. And I think just depending on who's singing, you know, add your own flavor to it, and, you know, what you're feeling musically. I think that's where the creativity of being an artist comes into play.
Absolutely.
And we just kind of go from there.
I love that.
Yeah, we're intentional about that.
That's
important.
That's the intentionality is extremely important, because it makes the events unique. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're known for blending covers and also doing original music. So you're doing original music, but you're doing covers, but then also Dewan Rosado, your partner.
Yes.
He is known as spoken music with a K.
With a K.
Yes, and he does original music. So how do you guys balance paying tribute to classics that people love with creating something that's completely new and performing that for different audiences?
Hold on, I'm gonna reach out to
Yeah,
him
go ahead.
right
Let's
quick.
see what he said.
All right.
Let's see what he said.
So
While
we
we
said
wait.
I said I can bring my phone on this.
I did say that.
So let's see. I asked him this question, right?
And what he said.
I think. Let me see what he had said here. Let me find his message. What I do know is that whatever we do, it comes just from a God-given gift.
Yeah.
You know, of serving the moment, the energy of the song, and what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Who we're trying to inspire, who we're trying to encourage,
Absolutely.
and speaking truth to whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't always have to be heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes it can be just
it's
beautiful,
creating.
Right?
You know, and I can't find this. Let's see, are we live on Facebook?
She said, put it in the chat.
All right, here we go. Okay, so he said, what inspires me is just being around individuals who take their craft or art seriously. So definitely vibes of individuals who love to create spontaneously.
Yeah.
And a lot of creativity happens spontaneously. You know, we might be in a room.
Really?
Yes. Absolutely. So
spontaneous seems a little scary.
It's not, but not when you're an artist, though.
Okay.
Because so you can go into a structured setting and have music mapped out, lined out for you, telling you what to do, right? And then you start veering off that path. You hear a little note, or you hear a bass line, or you hear a word, or somebody cracks a joke, and you're in that moment, and that moment inspires your creativity.
Absolutely.
And you're lucky if you capture it.
Facts.
So, for example, this one year we had an ugly Christmas sweater party. We decided we just wanted to do something. We're always just deciding we want to do something, which is how this show came about, right? So we decided we want to do something. We wanted to have an ugly Christmas sweater party, and we wanted to do music.
Yeah.
And you get people together who are good at what they do, and they start doing what they do, and you kind of bounce off of each other. And I wrote a whole Christmas comical song.
Ooh.
I don't know where it is, but I know
I was gonna say,
Kenyon
yeah,
has
it's
it
a
out
tape.
there, because we were clowning, and it ended up being funny and good. And that
That's
really was
awesome.
something that we created, just Johnny on the spot. So I think every artist or each individual has a different way that they create.
Makes sense.
It can be very staunchy and stifling if you approach it,
that way.
in a different
Rigidly.
way, very
Yeah.
rigidly,
Uh-huh.
than what someone else who's more of a free spirit
I
may
mean,
do.
free-
So
we need
it depends.
We need free spirits too. And then my next question has to do with your upcoming event. I hear that you guys are going on your, what I like to call your senior year of this event.
Oh, is
You're
it
in
senior?
college, right? It's for year 4,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So you're about to
that makes
graduate.
sense.
Okay.
Ooh,
So
I'm
tell
gonna
us
be
about your
graduating.
event and how it came about, and when is it coming up for this year?
So the event is the celebration of the evolution of Black music.
Ooh.
Yeah, y'all
Come
go
on,
ahead and celebrate.
you gotta say
Go
that
ahead, put
louder
your
and
hands
again.
together. I said it's the celebration
Yes.
of the evolution of Black music is what I said.
Yes, they didn't hear you. That's why you didn't hear you.
So for the people in the back. So it's really just intentionally celebrating Black music.
Yeah.
And again, what do creators do when they're bored or they're not doing something? They just create stuff.
They think of something to
They-
do. Yeah.
What do you want to do? Phineas,
So how's it been the first 3
Um,
years?
so the first year, so once we decided we weren't quarantines and we decided to be them the collective, we were outside on the first Friday.
It also sounds a little like Octoroon, so I can see why they were mad.
It was a constant
You know what I'm
creation,
saying?
and we're still a constant creation. We're still a work in progress.
Do you remember the Key and Peele skit? Good afternoon, my Octoroon. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds
Oh,
like.
we can't be up here kind of. All right. So kind of. So we were outside
Good
at
afternoon, my
Blazing
14s, I'm
Jays,
sorry.
and that was in the summertime, and we were gigging and doing different things. And February was coming up, and we really didn't have anything to do.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, let's make something to do. And it was February, Black History Month. Well, what can we do for Black History Month for the community, for the culture,
Yes.
for us as artists? And when you have something bubbling inside you, you have to find a way to let it out. So we create, and that's our art. So we quickly put together a timeline of Black music. Well, we didn't make the timeline,
Yeah.
but we curated
That's right.
a set list that explored the timeline of the evolution of our music, going
Yes.
all the way back home to African drumming and just rhythm. And rhythm is in everything. It's in everything that we do, and the
Sure
way that we
is.
move, and the way that we speak, the way we work. I mean, we don't even clean without music.
Facts. It's a fact.
So going on from African origins to spirituals and field hollers, and then we go into like early gospel and early rock and roll,
Wow.
onto jazz, onto early pop. Salt and Pepper said jazz, rhythm, blues, soul, pop, rock and roll, and even hip hop.
Facts.
Right?
That's a fact.
That's my favorite line. So
That's a fact. Shout out
but
to
that's
Salt
and that's
Pepper.
what we're doing, right? So the first year we asked a bunch of our musician friends in the music community, which is very supportive in Lancaster, and the Christmas Addicts Community Center loaned us the space. And
Christmas Addicts, shout out to Joshua Hunter.
yes, Josh. Josh down there.
Shout out to
Yes,
Josh.
and Cap, Vanessa.
Yep.
Listen, they let us hold the space, and we just had a time.
Oh,
And
wow.
okay, so hip hop is the era that was birthed out, well, so many different ways, but basically came mainstream
Yes.
on the heels of disco.
Yes.
Right? So we
That's
go
right.
through that timeline, and that year we were in disco, and then we had a DJ spinning hip hop, and all breakers start coming out everywhere. Next thing you know, we had a whole breaking show, and like it was cookout vibes, and it was great, and everybody had a good time.
Amazing.
So the community was like, we have something really special. We should keep it going. So the following year, we weren't at the Christmas Attics. We were at the Ware Center in Millersville, the Club 42 series. And instead of having a turnover of bands, we kept a house band and had a turnover of singers, but keeping the same format, right? And then came EPAC, the Effort to Performing Arts Center. And 2 years ago, they hosted the regional premiere of The Color Purple, which means no theater in the whole entire region of central Pennsylvania had ever done the production.
That's right.
That's wild,
That's
right? So I had the privilege of playing Shug Avery in that show.
Oh,
Yes.
that's amazing.
Coming to town. I mean, that wasn't my song, but yeah. So we had completed our second show, and we were doing a Sodenheim tribute at EPAC that I was invited to come back to. And it was kind of like, not a theater that brought the regional premiere of The Color Purple in February. How about let's do a Black show, like some more Black music and celebrate. And they were like, yeah,
we want to do that.
Let's do that. So we really appreciated that, and they partnered with us last year for year 3, because again, it's the creative juices, and we're like, okay, so what else can we do? What now? So wouldn't it be cool if we could incorporate, our theater life and the somewhere between concert and theater, and make it more of like a review. But that takes money. Like dollars.
And it does take money. I was like, wow, that is a big dream.
It is.
An expensive dream.
It is expensive. We need some sponsors. The collective. I'm just saying, y'all want to send us some money. Give us some money so we can keep doing
Do you
this thing.
hear all the fabulous
paying
things you're
our
doing?
artists and our musicians, and keep doing great work. Just saying.
Period.
So, but they have been a tremendous platform for us and help to us. And so last year went over really great. So when this year came around, we decided we're annual. So we're like, hey, Yvette, we coming back? And they were like, yeah, we coming back. They said, yeah. So this is year 4. And
year 4.
Yeah.
Woo!
So we
awesome.
have a very talented cast. Y'all need to go to Them The Collective on Instagram and Them The Collective on Facebook. We have some posters up everywhere. Well, almost everywhere, but you can see all the information right there online. And it's a lot of our local artists, local musicians.
And now what's the dates?
So February 21st and 22nd, 8 o'clock at the Effort to Performing Arts Center. We're under the direction of Joshua William Green. Yeah. He is a tremendous talent. He's been doing some work at Prima Theater and also at the Fulton. He did Frozen choreography.
Oh, wow.
Yes, absolutely. We have Reggie Woods. My daughter, Jayla Way, she's a student at Morgan State University. She's a vocal performance major, and she's performing with us. We have Cheney Bermudez, who's from right here in Harrisburg. Soraya King, right here from Harrisburg.
Yes.
Yep, they're on board. Jamar Johnson is on the cast. Yep. Listen, when I tell you, we are reaching out to our friend. I
did a real regional production.
Yeah. Fantastic. I mean, and we like to have anybody who is on board for the vision, who wants to celebrate with us. And there are some folks who, not everyone doesn't love musical theater. And sometimes you have those of us who grew up in church, and that may be the only lane, but having that bridge and that additional outlet to be able to perform, because performing is performing. Yeah. Right. Yeah. The stage is the stage, and the theater is not limited to just a book show or a musical theater show. Right. So we're kind of multifaceted in what we try to do. And again, we're just trying. We don't do everything, but we do what we love to do. Flyer? Yeah,
let people see what that looks like, and then we'll take a break. We're going to see a promo for the show. And we're also going to get a special little treat from Ms. Away here. Y'all are in for something delightful. We were just pre-show going, oh my God, it was pretty crazy. We were in here going crazy. But if it's okay if you can't find it. But It is going to be the 21st and the 22nd
Yes.
at the
Yes.
EPAC.
You can go to epac.org.
EPAC.org.
EPAC stands for the Ephrata Performing Arts Center.
Yep.
That is in Ephrata, Pennsylvania. Go ahead, take the drive.
Get tickets there.
Get your
EPAC.org.
tickets. They're $25
It's not
a
that
ticket.
far.
It's not that far
It's not that
from
far.
here.
It's
You know,
about
you need
an
something
hour.
to do.
It's pretty
Come
good.
on out and celebrate.
And we have had. I've been to Ephrata several times, so it's not that far. I can vouch for it. But I'm so excited for this wonderful, beautiful Black History Month celebration.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
It's celebratory.
All right. So without further ado, we're going to take a little break. Actually, that doesn't make sense because it's a do and then a break, but that's fine. But we're going to take a break, and then without further ado, we're going to bring to the cabaret stage.
I don't have my band. The band.
That's okay. We're gonna get them back. We're gonna get the band here for something.
We'll be back.
Maybe cough, cough, Juneteenth, cough, cough. Okay.
Hey, all right.
Because that sounds like it might fit. Okay.
Most certainly. Yes.
So yeah, we're gonna have to do that. But so let's take a short little break.
Okay.
And February 21st and 22nd, the epac.org to get your tickets for the collectives show the
celebration of the evolution of Black music.
Man, that sounds great to me. Let's take a quick break, and we're gonna be right back with the one, the only, Ms. Jeanette Way. Yeah.
Once again, the clouds are gathering to release what they held in. Once again, the clouds are gathering to release what they held in. Let's keep zoning, let's keep floating, let's keep moaning. Girl, I know that it ain't over. In the morning, you'll be running back to me. Heart was broken, I am frozen, now you're glowing. This is more than just a moment. In the morning, you'll be running.
Call 911. I'm just gonna apply some pressure, okay?
When minutes matter, you have the power to save a life. Learn more at minutesmatter.upmc.com.
I wanted to be a Harlem Globetrotter since I was 6.
Fuck with me, I'm Mr. One Floor if y'all don't know me.
Helen Peguero is a Latina teacher with a specialization in bilingual special education. With a passion for supporting children from immigrant families, she helps them embrace their identities amidst the diverse cultural landscape of the U.S. Her bilingual children's book, Elena and Her Curly Adventures, aims to teach young readers the importance of self-love and acceptance. Through her work, she empowers children to celebrate their uniqueness and thrive in a multicultural world. To purchase Elena and Her Curly Adventures, you can visit Amazon or www.helenpeguero.com.
I am so glad that we got to hear you sing, but I do have a problem. What's wrong? You have to do it again. The mic was down. Y'all can just hear me? No. So, or unless you want to do something different.
No.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna run it back so that the internet can hear it because they did not get to hear it. So we're gonna run it back one more time. All right. But y'all, it was amazing, and we're gonna do it one more time.
Oh, all right.
No.
All right. Y'all was just up here miming.
We're making it hot, so one more time.
Yeah. It's on now. It should be good now.
All right. One more again.
One more again.
Thank
Thank you. We appreciate you.
All right. It's all right.
Yes. I hope you join them, the collective. We all can join them at the EPAC on February 21st and 22nd for their celebration of the evolution of Black music. That's amazing. Woo! So as I said at the end of the show, big up yourselves, clap for yourselves. Woo! out there and make sure that you are civically engaged in this season, and make sure that you're not just getting ready to vote, but you're getting educated, right? You're activating your neighbors and friends, and you're staying engaged, staying involved. All right, see you in 2 weeks. Good night.
You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness. But still, like life, I'll rise.
I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism and war. The bright daybreak of peace and brotherhood can never become a reality.